I'll start to feel fear, worry, because my mind is looking at this situation and saying that this situation is dangerous. So now danger, I might associate danger with pain. I might associate danger with discomfort. So now my mind is focused on danger. I may even see a potential of what could happen in this situation. I make it up in my mind. I'm going to trip over this thing and fall. This person's going to hit their head here and this thing will happen. And then now I'm feeling the effect of these incidents. And now I feel worried. I feel painful. I feel anxiety, nervous, but nothing has happened. All this is just in my head. When we open our eyes and we look, nothing is happening. Everything is fine. But this is an example of what happens when we judge. We make up stories in our head, and now a regular situation now becomes a problem. So the way that we stop this is to take our attention out of our head and bring it to the moment. The way that we navigate through our mind is to have a clear understanding of why we don't need to judge when it's not needed. So how do we know if it's needed or not? So when you are judging, ask yourself the question, do I need to judge this? Do I need to see it as good or bad? And if our mind goes, yes, you do. Why? So this way I can know for something in the future. Why is it needed? Oh, so I can, this way I know, so I can feel safe, so I can feel secure, so I can have something. We'll make up a lot of reasons. That's fine. What will happen is, as we do this little practice, we will find that as our fear decreases, we need to have less control over things. Judgment is a result of fear. Because when we judge something, we are putting a label on something. It gives us a sense of comfort. So let me explain. When we don't judge something, things are just happening. We don't feel like we have control because we don't fully understand. We don't know what to do. And if we are afraid, then we feel like we need to be in control because I can't handle if something happens and it's out of my control. I don't know what to expect and I need to know what's going to happen. Because if I don't know what's going to happen, I feel like I can't handle it. So I want to know what's going to happen. It makes me feel more comfortable because I'm afraid. I don't think I can handle a situation if I don't know what's going to happen. I need to be prepared because I'm afraid, because I'm not confident in my ability to handle things. I'm not confident in myself and my skill sets. So I need to be in control. So I need to know what's going to happen. So now, how do I be in control of the situation? Well, I first have to judge it. I need to judge this situation is like this. Here's what's happening. This situation is a situation where this is happening, there's danger here, these are the potential things that could happen, and then so we make up a whole story. And now, based on the story, this gives us a sense of control because now we know what to expect. We know what to look for. We know what to watch out for. We can observe and keep our eye on all the things. When we are not afraid, we don't need to judge as much anymore. This is a situation that's happening. The situation can evolve in different ways. But as it evolves, whatever is needed from me, I will be able to do. I don't need to know this because I don't know what's going to happen. But I can trust that whatever is happening, I know what to do at this moment. And that if I can't do it, then I can't do it. If something is required of me and I can't do it, then I can't do it. That's it. But a person who is in fear, now if they can't do something that's required, then they feel less. They feel a low sense of self. They feel less worthy. They feel like they're a bad person or they're stupid or they're inferior. And they are afraid to see themselves as that. So they need to see themselves as somebody who's smart, superior, has skill sets, who's able to handle things, able to know things, able to take care of things. They want to feel confident about themselves. So in order to do that, they need to have control over things. They need to know what to expect. You see how it's all connected here now? So when we let go of judgments, we let go of fear. We start to be able to gain our sense of confidence. This will happen indirectly, but this is part of the process. And when someone is struggling to let go of judgments, what they're really struggling with are all of these things that we're talking about. So this is why in the beginning of this video, I talked about how judgments is difficult. It's difficult to let go. It's not just a change in word usage. It requires having to let go of fear. But this can single-handedly change your entire perspective on life, on yourself, because judgments is the basis for fear. Judgment is the basis for emotions. When you're judging things, you then set up an ability to create positive or negative emotions. But when you stop judging when it's not needed, you're not constantly fluctuating so much in emotions anymore. So you will find yourself remaining balanced, remaining centered for long periods of time, because you're not looking at things constantly as good or bad. Things are happening. You will find that you're able to take more action because you're not in your mind trying to go on and judge all of these things and trying to understand everything. You're just observing what's happening, and it becomes obvious what you need to do. So we practice letting go of judgment during our practice. The best way to do so is being okay with how you do practice. If you do a great job, what you would consider great, right? You're feeling strong, you're feeling energized, your moves are clean, right? You're feeling light in your body. Or whether or not it's the entire opposite, right? Everything I just said, but the opposite. It doesn't matter. We don't judge the practice. We just do it. And whatever happened, happens. So every single morning and every single evening, we have the opportunity to go and practice not judging. So when we're sitting there and we're doing the movements, if you notice your mind getting agitated, or you notice that you're looking to see if you are doing a great job or not, or if you see that you are feeling like you're not very strong, that is a judgment. Is it necessary? Right? If I look and I go, wow, I'm weak today. Do I need to judge myself as weak right now? All right, what would the purpose be? If I'm weak, right, I can tell I can only do 5 reps right now, and usually I can do 20, but now I can only do 5. Well, I can tell I can only do 5. That's all I can do. Why do I need to go ahead and call myself weak? What's the purpose? You see, there's none. There's no real good reason. We can just make up one. So this way I know how I'm doing. But you know, because you can see how many reps you're doing. You see, so a judgment is, I'm weak, and now I do 20, I'm strong. But when we look at the same situation, and if we go, I want to see how I'm doing, well, I just did 5 reps. That's the most I can do. 3 days ago, I did 20. That was how I did then. You see, there's no judgments here. This is just what is happening. What is happening in objective point of view of something is very different than a judgment. A judgment is an opinion. It's a personal preference. It's just a label on something. Good job, bad job. While the objective point of view, the what is point of view, is more clear. You did 5 reps right now. You did 20 3 days ago. You see, it's very clear. There's no good, there's no bad. This person fell and hurt his knee. That's what happened. Versus this person had a terrible accident. You see, terrible accident is an opinion. Terrible accident is a judgment. But what actually happened? This person fell, hurt his knee, had a cut on his knee that's about 2 inches long. The blood was rushing out down his leg and made a puddle there. And now he's on his way to the hospital to get his knee wrapped and stitched up. You see how it's very precise, it's much more clear. When we learn how to start to think in this way, and we start to let go of judgment, you'll also find that there's more clarity in life. Because we don't make up stories about it, it's just what it is. And this also allows us to think more clear because we see information in a more clear way. We don't put a story in front of what's happening. We start to see what is actually happening. And then when we explain it to somebody, it's the same way. You see, if you were to look at these two situations, someone goes, oh my God, there's a terrible accident that just happened. What is terrible accident? For somebody, it could be very different, right? Versus telling somebody, this is what happened. Person fell and et cetera, et cetera. You see, so now when we start to speak without the judgment, it brings a lot of clarity. People are more, they understand more. There's more valid information. And with valid information, we're able to make better decisions in our life because we actually have tangible information. We take out the story and people's judgments and ideas about things. So there's a lot of practical things about not judging. We practice this in daily practice. And we do it for the sake of being able to bring more peace into our life. But in reality, this would up-level everything in our life. Remember that there is intentions. Everything that we do has an intention. There's a reason why we do something. What your reason is determines what you focus on. When it comes to something like judging, whether or not you're judging because you want to be more at peace emotionally, or you want to stop judging because you want to be more effective in communicating, for example, they both will help you accomplish a similar goal. But ultimately, once you start to get more deeper, your intention starts to really matter. If you learn how to judge, or you learn how to let go of judgment for the sake of coming into peace, you will find that the path becomes a little different as we evolve. And this is what we do in this practice. And remember that we practice judging, letting go of judgment on the top level with our conscious thoughts first. And then we start to let go of judgment in the subconscious mind. We start to notice that the way we see something, if we notice we are judging, we let go. We let go and we bring more focus to the present moment and less focus in our mind on judging what's happening. And over time, we start to be able to see things as they are.